in to the hoop that otherwise he wasn't really in, like that last one. And he took full advantage, and that can be all that's needed at the very top level to make the difference between winning and losing.
So we're expecting to have Ed Wilson come and join us fairly soon. Well, just about now, really. So I don't know whether he's clocked in yet. But if he doesn't come, maybe he will hold on for us. And we've got a game going on here between Gary Phipps and Brett McHardy. We saw them going down to hoop 4 when this game was going up to hoop 10. They seem to have run hoop 4 and they're now going for hoop 5. We might just watch this for a minute and see if we can catch up with the women, because we have Julie Beasley from Victoria playing Kate Logan on court 1. Just getting the score on that one.
If white isn't offside here, then white and pink are in exceptionally strong positions for hoop 6, having just run hoop 5.
It's gone a little bit far.
Especially now the yeah, so two shots here, unless the next one's disturbed. The first one misses. But unless we see a long clearance from green, he'll get another shot in about 20 seconds.
Well, green's decided to clear white, which is...
No,
I don't think
that one didn't get any better than the first one.
So what are we going to do here, do you think?
He could be promoting green into the shadow of the hoop from white.
Oh, yes. Yes, he's done that. It's protected by the hoop and by brown. It's got to come through. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
He might take position here, given that all the balls are being scattered to the 4 corners of the court.
So how far is it out? Do you think it's too far out to go for it?
Well, given that all the balls are everywhere else, he might decide not to. He has, and it goes through. So wise decision. Is that game, is it? Oh, no, probably an offside.
Oh, I think it's an offside.
I just saw pink. Yeah, because pink.
Yeah, you saw pink travelling and you thought, they've given up the game. But it cannot be the game. It cannot be. The arithmetic doesn't allow
after 6
it. They've only
hoops.
done 6 hoops since first to 7, unless they're timed out, and they haven't taken that long. So I think it's... we don't yet know what the score is. We'll try and pick up the score.
Keep going, pink. Oh, yeah. You'd take that one from the penalty spot every day.
It is a thing people practice.
Gets a nudge, but still pink is in running position.
And I think Gary is now 4-1. Or has he run? Did they run 6? Who ran 6?
Yeah, Gary ran 6. And it looks like he's going to attempt to run 7. But the hoop won't let him through. So white just nudging forward to protect pink from the green ball. Which it successfully did. And so now pink gets to have a go at this hoop to pull one back.
We might swap to the women's play, I think, on court 1, where Julie Beasley is playing Kate Logan. They've just started their best of 3. Kate is up 3-2. It's on the green, and Kate is playing the pink and white, and Julie is playing the green and brown. So can we go to court 1, please?
Oh. Big swing, no ding.
Okay, so this is Julie Beasley in the red top, playing Kate Logan, who is all in white. Julie's from Warragul in Victoria, and Kate Logan is from Victor Harbour in South Australia. And the score is 3-2 to Kate. So 2 for Julie and 3 for Kate Logan. Here's Julie coming up. And now Ed Wilson from South Australia. So you have a colleague here in Kate Logan in this game, Ed. Welcome. I will hand over to you. It's goodbye from me, Kate Patrick, and welcome to Ed Wilson, who will be joining the commentary team with Wade from Queensland. What an international mob. Over to you, Edward.
Yeah. G'day, folks. Good. Thank you, Kate. Righto. So we've got a little game here up to hoop 6. President's 8. How good do the lawns look? My first look.
They're looking very good.
For this event. Yeah, nice and even. Righto. So first game of the best of 3 here. 3-2 to Kate. Very good. Has there been much action so far, Wade?
Yeah, we've seen a couple of good jump shots, and we just watched Robert take his game 2-0, or his match 2-0, and in typical Robert fashion, where any mistake the opposition made, he punished remorselessly, and yeah, just it was a joy to watch. He's one of the players that is always making the correct tactical decisions and just playing so consistently, so without ever looking spectacular. He's just always in control. So it was great to watch, and looking forward to seeing this ladies' game now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very good. Okay, it's got a good position here under really nice control around hoop 6, and yeah, then a short distance to one back, and should be, if she can regain control, you're a decent chance of making a few hoops in a row here.
Yeah, especially if you can get a good hoop run on one back and send it all the way down to hoop 8.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it looks like Julie hasn't had a win so far, a match win. She's had a few game wins in some of her matches, so clearly playing well enough to be pushing everyone, but hasn't yet had a win where Kate's been very close in a few matches. You know, she had a 7-6, 7-6 against Helene, and has gone down narrowly in a couple of other games as well. So clearly playing fairly well, and that's another good shot from Kate. Looks in front from our view, and yeah, if Julie doesn't
they're
hit
the
this one
approaches you
here,
want.
it could be going the other way. Indeed. Good job.
Yes, nice
so these are all
clearance.
being double banked. I can see the blue ball on the lawn there, righto. I'm sure that would be fun for all the players. Obviously, having such a massive field this year, it's great for the sport. But double banking in golf croquet can be a little interesting, where you're not sure where balls are flying around to most of the time.
So with all the balls off over on the boundary, the only one left is brown. And so the only thing left to do is to run the hoop. At 4-2, she really wants to grab this one. Maybe next time.
Well, she didn't really try and run it with any pace, did she? So if she did run it, she's then, yes, down 4-2, and then struggling to, get down to 2 back there. So a little bit of an interesting tactical decision, and didn't end up making the hoop anyway. So look, tight control again around one back, and that's quite a nice shot as well.
Yeah, that the hoop shot wasn't hit with conviction, and it kind of showed in the end. But as you mentioned, the one benefit of that meant that the ball didn't go careering off into the distance. It just popped out next to the hoop, which meant that green and brown still were keeping control of this important hoop, because the score is actually 4-2 to Kate. So Julie really doesn't want to give this hoop up too easily.
Yeah, well, I mean, it is 4-2, but it's pretty easy if you are able to get a nice shot through one back to make it 4-all, going to 3 back.
Yes.
Ooh. Okay. So I'm just having a look at some scores from the other blocks, and it seems to be not too many upsets. Janine McHardy is playing very well in the third 8, as is Mark Scruton, who I've never seen play before. Shane Downey is playing very, very well, as is Peter Freer in the second 8. And as we said, Robert Fletcher doing very well in the first 8. Malcolm's also playing quite well, which is good. Get his ranking up there a bit, because he's far better than his genuine ranking for golf croquet. So it'd be good to see him in the fold a little bit coming up. See if he can push for world teams with his brother Robert. Righto. Pretty
Brown's
good
looking well
position now
nestled in the
for-
hoop there.
Yeah, brown and green.
Yeah, especially if pink can't dislodge it here, it's going to have the perfect chance to get right down to hoop 8 and be in a great position to even up this game. So it's a pretty important shot, even if brown ends up making the hoop. If it can push it out enough that it doesn't make it easily, but not that time.
No, unfortunately.
You didn't enter this competition having some time off after the McRob?
Yeah, not not intentionally having time off. It's vintage time for the winemaking community. So unfortunately, it means working a fair bit at the moment. Too much to come over for an event, but would like to get over again as soon as I can. Yeah, not taking any time off particularly. Especially with such a great big field like this event, I'm sure it would have been a lot of fun to play, actually. What about yourself, Wade? Playing many events coming up?
Same excuse as you. It was work commitments that have kept me at home rather than travelling down to Melbourne. But up here at the moment, it's preparations for the Air Cup occurring. So this year, I'm a reserve for the Queensland team. Played in it last year.
Fantastic.
So yeah, it's a bit of a humid and hot part of the year at the moment. So not too many competitions on in Queensland. Oh, that wasn't to plan.
No, that looked like a genuine miss hit, unfortunately. A little bit walky as she hit it and came off the side of the mallet straight into the hoop. So a bit of a disappointing one. This has been good timing.
Just clearing the traffic jam.
Yeah. So white has actually got itself into a fairly good position there, even with pink being all the way away. I haven't seen where green actually ended up.
Yeah, that's the only problem. It'd be really nice for white if green and brown weren't all over it like Vegemite on toast. We'll see where they all get put back in a second. The primary colours are just got right of way at the moment.
Righto, so playing onto white is fair enough. Not many other good options, but unfortunately she's hitting it the wrong way. So for anyone, playing through one back there all the way down to two back or any of those long odd numbered hoops, you really want to get at least to the hoop. If you're more than a yard out in front, it's a problem. If you're a yard or two behind, that's fine. Gives you a really good clearing opportunity for their first ball down. With your second ball down, if you're always going to have more control just playing a ball down rather than playing through a hoop. So if you just try and get as close to that hoop down the other end of the lawn as you can and play the next ball into a good position, you're a much better chance of winning that hoop. Just using those short boundaries to your advantage. Where now, obviously Kate's had an issue there getting back through the hoop, but if she'd not run into those two hoops and she's got two balls down there nicely in front, and brown and green have sort of 3 to 5 yarders at two back, there's all sorts of problems. but these two do look, somewhat evenly matched. So it'll probably be those slight tactical differences with, how far they go in neutral positions or how aggressive they choose to be in some of those situations that might determine the winner of this match.
Lovely hoop shot.
That's a very good shot.
Especially as I was thinking, she hasn't considered just approaching and getting in the shadow of the hoop there, but no need when you can run a hoop with such confidence from 2 yards out. So we're back to 4-all, like we were saying at hoop 7, that if you can get through hoop 7 and a good run through that down to the next hoop, you got a good chance of making a 2-for-1 offer, and that's exactly what Kate's done.
Yep, absolutely. And look, going for a straight hoop there, nothing wrong with that at all. Nothing wrong with that at all. If she failed that hoop, she's in a very good position to still have control around it, even with white behind it. So white's not going to be able to approach to a very good position. Can't really clear anything too far because they're all short boundaries. Oh, that's a cracker of a shot. Righto.
Yeah,
well,
you couldn't.
Brown and Green will both have to have a go at that.
Yeah, she couldn't have walked down the court and placed it there any better than that.
Yep, that's a pretty good one.
So is that.
Yeah, that is a good shot, but with Pink being so good, I'm generally, yes, Green is 7 yards closer, but I'm generally going to be shooting both of my balls at that ball that is so perfect, and now look, doubly so. Want to be having a crack there because even with my first shot across with Brown, if I miss that, it's on the boundary, and then there's no chance of this clearance from Pink here. So if you are going to go and approach the hoop, once they've already put a good ball in, you want to be a lot deeper than where Brown is. Where if Green now hits Pink, Pink goes towards the boundary, and Pink can clear Brown all the way across to the west boundary. So not an ideal position to be in for Brown and Green here. So Kate might have got very quick control of this hoop again. And as I said, skill level looks fairly similar between these two at the moment. So it'll be those little tactical decisions that can alter who might come out on top. So she's got a lot of power. That's a great shot. But it really needed to be, one rotation ago. Obviously, Kate can miss this, but if she hits it, then she's in a much better position to win this hoop. So I'm going to be hitting Brown fairly hard here as Kate, and be pretty pleased with where that all is. And no, she's giving Julie a shot at the hoop, which she's not taking. Wow. She must be fairly confident that either Pink isn't an amazing runner or she's, obviously got really good power and technique. So maybe she's banking on her clearing Pink across towards hoop 1.
Yeah, we've seen quite a number of failed hoops from all the players, probably except for Robert. Even he missed a couple. So that could have factored into her mind as well. Oh, another excellent hoop approach. Said, it was a shame that the Pink was there, actually, or it would have been dead in front.
Well, she could have aimed it away from the Pink.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, as I said, the pace of these lawns, they look lovely and even. So, and you can see that in how nicely paced these ladies are able to play their balls around the lawn. Almost every positional shot that they've been playing has been just about spot on. So that is a credit to whoever's managing the lawn. And that's a really good shot, but
Yes.
unlucky Pink didn't go a little further there. But you know, that's very good execution of how she tactically decided to play that hoop. So over a best
I
of
think
three, if
that
she
it was
continues to do those sorts of things, then that's going to be ideal for her.
Yeah, I think that shot went exactly how it went in her mind. She's going to take this hoop on now.
Yep. Well, fair enough. She's tactically made the decisions that you know, you are going to be taking this hoop on as Julie.
Yeah, pink. Yeah, pink or white. I can't remember which color declined the shot before, but brown isn't and
Yeah, that
takes
was
advantage.
Very good shot. Yep. Really good play there to hit a long Croquet. To hit a long Croquet and then come through and hit the next few shots very well. You know, that's all you can ask to do. Make good, sound, tactical decisions. And look, she didn't end up paying the price because Kate decided to turn down a 7-yard Croquet. That's something that was fairly straightforward. So maybe that is a fear of lacking power onto long boundaries. But yeah, look, that's a really good shot. She hasn't got through very far, which is the only thing there. She may not have a backswing for the next hoop. So, however, not shooting it white there, choosing to put pressure on and saying I'm 5-4 up. I've got first crack into the middle hoop. Yeah, it's an interesting one.
There you go. It looks like we're going to be 5-all after this hoop.
Yes, indeed. That is a lucky little jag there.
So, and white could very well, yes, she has seen the opportunity to put green down the court and put white over at hoop 11, which would be quite advantageous. No, just a normal clearance. Didn't try and promote the white ball to hoop 11 in that clearance shot.
Yeah, that's an interesting one because she was so close to it that she would have been all over it. But that's okay, not taking any unnecessary risks. You know, going to 5-all, she'll still be in a better position than she would have been sitting in front of the hoop. So, yeah, never too bad to be there. Not sure what these folks are waiting for here. Obviously,
I think the
other colours are playing down.
Area.
Yeah, but you know, there's nothing that Julie would be doing that would be in the way of their balls here. I don't think. This should be halfway between Penalt and 4 back here.
So we've managed to sit in on a cracker of a game here.
Yeah, looks like it's going to be that's a pretty good shot from green. So, will white take on the initial clearance? I really like taking on this clearance because I feel that if you hit it at a nice pace, it's only sort of a 6-yarder. And look, that's on the right side of the hoop. That if you middle ball that, the furthest white's going to go is maybe a couple of yards past the hoop, but you gain so much control at Penalt here. So I like shooting with white. A lot of people will prefer to go for the lag to in front of the hoop and then shoot with their second ball, and they've got a bit more freedom to shoot hard there. Both are legitimate ways of doing it. It just depends on whether you've got that nice controlled mid-pace Croquet, which she's gone for, and very unfortunately just cut it into the wrong spot there. So I think that's potentially the right shot to go for, but you've got to get it right.
Yeah, and as it turned out, it'll be Kate will be on Julie's Christmas card list after that one.
Huh. Perhaps. Still not over
We'll
yet.
see what Pink has to do. Yeah, we could have an in-off here even.
That's a good shot. Yeah, she's still
Yeah,
gone another 7 or 8 yards away. So it'll be a similar position for her again, whether she goes to clear or goes to, play away. Ooh, good shot.
Yep, doesn't need to overplay it. It's an unusual staggered feet positioning that Kate has there.
Yeah, it's a little staggered, but it's not bad. She's got very stable body position through most of her shots. So it works. It works fairly well. The beauty of a staggered position is it gives you a little bit more stability in all of your shots. So I think it's golly.
That's all right. She doesn't need to be too disappointed. She's got brown there yet, assuming that Pink doesn't disrupt that.
Mm-hmm.
I assumed wrongly.
Interesting. So do you go for white here or do you sit in front of the hoop again?
Surely you would clear white, but if you weren't, then you have to go back like brown just did, because otherwise white, you don't want to give white the give me stop shot right in front of the hoop. So now the next question is, does she try and clear green and stop in front of the hoop and leave brown to Pink?
Yes. That really shouldn't be a question. It's a pretty poor shot from brown, but also a poor shot from white. You should be able to clear green far enough that it's not going to have a controlled clearance back. So I'm talking only 4 or 5 yards, not even up to one back where it's gone. And white needs to be in front of the hoop there, with a good shot for Pink to clear brown there. She should be all over this, except she's the wrong side of the hoop, and now it's really still in green and brown's favour. And now that's gone long, but it looks, it's potentially opened up a little bit more of a door for Kate if she plays this in the centre.
It seems a little bit like both these ladies have tightened up somewhat on this important hoop, and have lost some of the conviction that we saw in the previous hoops with their clearances that they were really nailing. So a bit of cat and mouse here. Both those last couple of shots were played so that they weren't attractive shots to be attractive balls to be cleared. And now Pink is left with having to clear a ball, or white is going to get sent to the boundary.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and that's missed. So that should be all over at this hoop. If green in the next shot can get a nice solid run down to Rover, then she's all over this here.
Yep, it's going to take a good shot to dislodge green from there.
Mm-hmm.
If your opponent hits from there, you just have to applaud them and figure out your next shot. She's got it.
I think it's unrunnable. It's a very good shot.
Yeah. Still kind of the same position though, where the two, brown and the green, can just approach, and pink and white are in almost a perpetual clearance kind of situation, but lives to fight on for another rotation.
Yeah, and if she keeps hitting those, decent chance of staying in it and winning this hoop. You know, it's only got a couple more to hit, but that's overrun again. Needs to be a good hoop runner there, and then a power clearance on green, and you've got a really good advantage where if she still gets the same power clearance on green here, you've completely lost your advantage without pink in a good spot.
Yeah, hoop approaches, whether it's the first shot you're making to the hoop or whether it's in the middle of a ding-dong battle like this, are so key. If you can pop your ball in front of the hoop when that's what you're wanting to do, then, like we saw in the last game with Robert Fletcher, it's the difference between winning all your games and being in battles to win a couple in a tournament, when you can have the ball on a string and put it in front of those hoops. It's a green with another chance. The second time that Julie's had an opportunity to get the ball, at least in the jaws here. Oh, clip the near stanchion. In off, you reckon, or clear brown?
Yeah, you've got to go for the in-off, don't you? You can even make the hoop without touching either of them, and Brown's got a terrible shot for the hoop. So
you're a swashbuckling player.
Oh my golly,
so
that is.
I would.
Well, you know, it's just, that is really poor, unfortunately. You've got, you know, a really good advantage if you're able to run it with some power there, but running that gently, yeah, I'm not sure what the thought process behind that was, because at the pace, obviously we saw it hit green. It's never really going to run through more than a foot, so you've got a tough shot coming through to the next hoop. Interesting. So Julie with the advantage coming down to Rover. We'll see what happens the next couple of shots.
Yeah, and a little bit of a double advantage too, because pink is caught behind the hoop, the stanchion of the hoop there. So it's not going to be able to make it down to hoop 12 with its shot. So white's going to be left with a 2-on-1 situation. So it really needs to be a well-considered approach shot here from white, because it's going to have no support from pink for a couple of rotations. Oh, we got another traffic jam. And given that brown is past the peg, even a good approach shot from white is going to be well within confident rotating distance. So is that score? Yeah, that score's correct, Julie. Yeah. So Julie will be a happy lady with how the balls are positioned at the moment. I bet you would have preferred this kind of weather for the McRob instead of single digits, freezing, blowing a gale, raining.
It's the McRob. I'd prefer any weather. If I could be playing that all the time in that terrible weather, I would take that every day of the week.
Yes.
So
Yeah, no,
amazing
it was
tournament,
great.
and amazing to play in, regardless of the conditions.
Yeah, it was amazing to watch.
Yes, although the quality of play may have been, slightly higher had it been good conditions, but I don't know that it would have changed the result. It was, an interesting event to be a part of, and something I've dreamed of for a long time, and to finally be a part of it. Unfortunately, not winning, but it's something I think that all croquet players should strive for, playing and winning in a McRob, because it is truly the pinnacle of our sport.
Yeah, it was spectacular to watch the players play in such poor conditions so well. Like especially Samir in at the end of the day against the New Zealanders when it was dark and cold and windy and the pressure to win that last game. It was great to watch. But anyway, we better get back to this game that we're watching now. So it's a real shame that green wasn't in front of this hoop, but brown can still clear white here and control the hoop with a good clearance. Which she's done. Even set up a promotion on brown if she wants to take it.
Again,
That's a pretty
very
good shot. It looks
very
like
good
it's
shot
wide
from
from
Kate.
both.
Yep. Yep, wide from everything. So taking on the
It's a decent promotion. It's got done what it aimed to do, which is get brown in front of the hoop.
Fairly deep. Yeah, at least green's out of the way a little bit, but oh my golly. Well, that's gone
I'm
nowhere.
surprised. Yeah, I'm surprised Pink didn't hit that with more gusto, because if that hit with gusto, then we were off to the...
Yeah, she's had a few which she's just hit gently, and Kate can hit a lot harder than that. So I'm not sure. Maybe she's just missed a few at a harder pace this event, or something's gone on, but she hasn't been taking them on at the pace required to really get an advantage out of hitting those shots. She may as well, go just play in for some of these rather than actually hit away to no advantage. But the only thing she is getting out of it, which is beneficial, is she's not going very far when she doesn't centre ball. So ending up, still around the mark is good. But when there's a ball in front and it's a shot to sort of win the hoop for her, she needs to be hitting a little bit harder.
Considering her options. She can't come in too close or green will be all over her. She's thinking about what to do. There's always the advantage of clearing the last ball in. But
Yeah, but I think it gives too easy a shot for pink to just sit 6 inches in front, and then she's got. I've just lost track of where the brown ball actually is on the court. That's not bad.
Yeah, I had two.
It's position, but it's not great. Kate can easily play
And it
back
puts
into really nice tight position, 1 foot in front of the hoop here. Just it's a little bit far, but she looks like she's actually tried to wire green from the hoop there, which is completely unnecessary because she can just clear with white green behind the hoop. You know, you're not banking on brown hitting this, and brown's probably not going to shoot at white because white can't see the hoop. So sitting 1 foot in front of the hoop so that you can just stop shot green behind to a wide spot's probably the best play there. And she's missed. So she currently can't really get green wide from pink there. So she's got a tough little one. But as long as she stays in front of the hoop, it's still a pretty strong position.
Yeah, after brown and green really having control of this hoop, it's a turnaround that she would have welcomed, given that Kate needs to get this hoop to tie it up and send it off to the rover hoop.
Mm.
Because if this is a good stop shot, she's going to have both her balls in front and both of the opposition balls are going to be on the boundaries. And you can't get a much more stronger position than that.
Yeah, there you go. But, you know, if pink's 1 foot in front, dead in front of the hoop there, that ball's wide from it and can't see it. So you've almost guaranteed yourself to make this hoop. And she had enough control there to be able to do that if she liked. So we'll see if green hits this. If it does miss, of course, she's going to be offside, and white and pink have a pretty good chance for getting up to 13 next couple of rotations.
So that one sails past. But we've seen shots from this distance and this angle get rejected from these hoops, so it's by no means a certainty.
Yeah, well, she's at full control, so no pressure on it. Doesn't need to play it hard either, which she's more comfortable doing. There you go. So that's not a bad shot. Yeah, little poke at the hoop. Not much of a backswing there, which is interesting from a Solomon Group player, but obviously had a ball hampering her slightly. So we'll see what the next couple of rotations are and whether she's able to jag something, you know, potentially getting a promotion up to 13 or not.
Yeah, it's even difficult to say if that ball is in a runnable position.
Oh, I'm highly confident that it's about 1 inch dead in front there, so quite a good position to be in.
Yeah, if you're going to have a hoop rejected, that's where you want it to pop out to in this game. So that's a good shot, but it still leaves white there ready to have another go at this hoop from about just over a yard. Eminently gettable.
Yeah, she's shooting very well, Julie. Oh, another little poke at the
Did you just
hoop.
So just put the mockers on Ed?
Not intentionally. You know, she bladed herself. I don't think she heard me. So brown's a good position to clear white again. So tricky for Kate now. Looks like she may have lost advantage, having had two sort of really quite well in front.
Yeah, they're certainly having a ding-dong battle on this penultimate hoop.
Mm. There we go.
Got it.
Good shot. Yeah,
Sprayed the
unfortunately,
balls
it's landed
everywhere.
fairly close. Kate's looking at the angle on pink here, obviously still playing white. Good decision. Oh, so okay, interesting. She's gone for the block and hasn't got it. So I thought she was going to creep to, quite close in front of the hoop there, allow pink to be taken, and then come back to in front of the hoop, where she's gone for the block and hasn't got it. So now she doesn't have much in a good position, for when brown and blue do clear. Sorry, brown and green rather do clear. Where here if green clears pink and it goes up towards the peg, you can get two balls quite well in front of the hoop, and green's got to have a good clearance coming back down, and then that's on the wrong side of the lawn, and you can sort of work your way back up in front of Rover and have a good crack at the hoop again. So brown should take white here and have a pretty good position.
Yeah, both ladies have had their chances at this hoop. We're still waiting to see who can manufacture the next chance.
Yeah, I'm not sure how good pink is as a runner. Might be 35-ish degrees, and that, looking at her last couple of hoop attempts, that might be a little bit tricky. That's not in front of the hoop either. So we'll find out in a moment if pink can hit the, go through the hoop. Yeah, green might just play sort of 3 yards straight and deep, thinking, look, if she has a crack at it, cool. If she doesn't, I'm still in a good sort of neutral-ish position. It's in the triangle of danger to go up to 13 with white, but if she gets it, so she's shooting.
Yep, judging by the swing.
Good shot. So it's a clearing battle here, and it'll just depend on who can get control with a couple of different balls on boundaries. Because both players are hitting their OKs. So if one player can get 2 balls nicely in front of the hoop, then they should have enough control to... Oh, that's not a bad shot either.
No, it's a good one. Brown might even be tempted to try and hit pink here, given that green is all the way over on the boundary. If white can manage to draw this, it'll be in a great position because neither of the other two balls are in a particularly good position to dislodge it. Oh, is that against the leg? It's hard to tell.
I think that's definitely runnable. I think that's actually a really good shot from there. I'm not a very good jawser, so I generally will just take position a few inches in front, but I think it looks... Oh, she's looking at it at maybe a 25, 30 degree angle. Pretty good, because all she needs to do is run it by a foot, and she's in a good position to head straight up to the tiebreaker hoop. So a crucial shot coming up here. It looks like she's shooting straight at the ball in the hoop.
Yeah, that'll give us a hint about what it looks like because Julie went and had a good look at that ball before she decided what she's going to do. So if she pings at the ball in the hoop, she must be pretty sure that it's going to be run.
Oof.
Just,
Great attempt.
just
That was
misses.
very close.
And pink taking no risks. Still loading just in case brown manages to snag a clearance on the ball in the jaws.
Mm-hmm.
There's been no quarter given in this game. They've been going cut and thrust since the first hoop.
Oh.
And we'll be off
it's
to
onside, so she'll
13th.
have two onside balls on that side of the lawn. So that's as good of a position as you could ever really hope for if you're going to lose hoop 13. Oh.
No, hang on. We had our score wrong.
So we must have had incorrect scores.
Yeah.
We
were getting all
very
excited
good.
about
Okay.
having
Well
a
done
13th
in the
hoop
first,
there, eh?
Kate. Yep. Well, shows some interesting decisions then by Kate for not, wanting to just get through the hoop with a bit more power, which generally is a good way to get through these. I know there's a lot of talk about quadways versus white hoops, but I see not much difference. It's mainly in condition of the lawn and how firm the hoops are. So the firmer hoops we have, the more difficult they are to run, whether it's quadways or white tops. And Canley generally has fairly firm hoops, especially this time of year, and they do look slightly tricky. So firm hoops, a little bit more power can get you through. It also means that if you hit off centre, you get a much larger rejection. But it's personally, it's something I like taking on a little bit more, especially in golf croquet where position through the hoop isn't as critical.
And it keeps the punters happy as well. It's far more spectacular to see a big crack and hoop.
Indeed it does. So hopefully we'll get another game on in just a minute. If like me, anyone watching has the ability to use more than one screen at a time, I highly recommend tuning into the Golf Croquet Under-21 World Championship as well. There's some seriously higher level play going on there. Fawzi Helmi from Egypt
he's
is
playing so well.
putting on a clinic. He's playing really, really high level croquet, high level tactics. So if you're interested in, if anyone out there is interested in playing high level croquet, watch some of this kid, because he is an absolute gun and his tactical decisions have been extraordinarily good. And then he's executing as well. He misses the odd hoop here and there, but I'd watch him and take notes if I was sort of someone coming up. Yeah, we do, but it's easy to watch someone like Reg, who just is able to play through everything and go, they're so good, they're able to hit every shot and run every hoop. But it's about generating those chances with good tactical play, and the more chances you've got, the more hoops you're going to win. And this young man, Fawzi Helmi, has been playing really well. Although Joel Steele in the first semi-final we're watching is playing well. Anyway, I'm not sure about who the two players on our screen at the moment are. Looks like they're for Pennock as well. So following the second colours on this line, we have got...
It seems like we've got a score up here. So red and yellow are about to win the game, and she does. Oh no, she's put a clip on. So our score again can't be correct unless, because red and yellow just made a hoop and put a clip on. So can't be at 7 yet. 5 all. Must be 6-5 to red and yellow then.
Yep, so we're watching Helen Gammon and Robin Dart, so also part of the women's first 8. Robin has had a few very close losses so far, but some good wins as well in there. So a win against Kate Logan, and who we just watched win in the last game. And Helen's had a fair few wins. Including the first game of this best of 3.
Blue's in a pretty good position here. Oh no, there's yellow. It's not in as good a position given that yellow's they're ready to do some damage. Would you be tempted to try and promote black into the shadow of the hoop there, Edmund, with blue?
No. No, I think I'd just be trying to get, sort of a yard, maybe a yard and a half in front, slightly east of the line, about where she's gone, is really good. If you could be wide from red, that'd be more ideal. And that's probably what I'd be looking to target. Obviously, being in a running position is always my preference. But it looks like red isn't shooting. So now, she's got a clear advantage. I'd probably check if they were touching. And if they weren't, I might still have a crack at red here. It's an interesting one because it really depends on blue's ability to clear red there, or hamper it from hitting wherever black goes, or stop it from running the hoop. And I don't know that it can do any of those things. It looks, quite close to it, but not actually in a position to do anything. So I'm not sure what she's going to be trying to do here, because she's going to clear it. She's got to really edge it. Maybe she can still run the hoop though. That would be interesting. It looks like the way she's looking at it, she
Yeah.
might be able to.
Yeah, it was like her opponent solved her quandary there.
Mm. Oh,
Not this time.
off the outside wire. Yep. So a challenging one to take
So
on.
now this is swung around with red and yellow right in front of the hoop. Red will get its chance to win this game.
Good shot.
Yep, that popped
and
through.
through the hoop. So sending balls back. Well done. So that is 1 game apiece, was it?
I believe that could be
Oh,
the
no,
case.
sorry. Helen's won 2 games to 0.
Oh, very good, Helen.
Sorry, my apologies again. That was Robin who just won that game. The beauties
So we
of
are at
remote
1-1.
commentary.
Yes. We could be going back to Julie and Kate, perhaps. Yep, we're going to go back to that. We're going to get the score updated, and then we'll be back with it. Green's going to have to do something about pink here, or